Here's the paradox that's keeping millions of professionals up at night. The same AI tools that could make you 10 times more productive might also be the reason your company decides they don't need you anymore. You've felt it, haven't you? That weird tension where you're supposed to embrace AI and use it to work faster. But there's this voice in your head asking, if I show my boss how much AI can do, am I just proving they could hire someone cheaper to push the same buttons? Welcome to KB BlueTree, where we give you the real strategies for navigating the biggest career challenges of our time. I've been studying productivity and career development for years, and I can tell you this, the AI productivity revolution is here, but almost everyone is approaching it wrong. Today, I'm going to show you the exact framework for using AI to become exponentially more productive while simultaneously making yourself more valuable, not more replaceable. By the end of this video, you'll understand why most productivity advice about AI is actually dangerous for your career. How to leverage AI in a way that showcases your unique value and the specific system you need to implement starting today. This isn't about working faster, it's about working in a way that makes you irreplaceable. Problem, let me paint a picture you'll probably recognize. You discover an AI tool that can do in 10 minutes what used to take you 3 hours. At first, it feels like magic. You're crushing your to-do list, you're finishing projects ahead of schedule. You're actually leaving work on time for the first time in months. And you think, this is incredible. I'm finally going to get ahead. But then something shifts. Your manager notices you're getting things done faster, and instead of praise, you get more work piled on. The goalposts move. What used to be impressive is now just the baseline expectation. You're working just as hard as before, just producing more output that nobody seems to value any higher. Or worse, you start keeping your AI usage secret. You're terrified that if you show people how much AI is helping you, they'll realize your job could be done by someone with less experience and a ChatGPT subscription. So you're stuck in this bizarre situation where you're using tools that could showcase your efficiency, but you're hiding them like you're doing something wrong. Meanwhile, you're watching other people in your industry get laid off. Companies are restructuring. They're talking about doing more with less. And every time you use AI to complete a task, there's this nagging guilt, like you're contributing to your own obsolescence. The productivity gains that should feel like a win instead feel like a trap. You're faster, but not more secure, more efficient, but not more valued, and you have no idea how to break out of this cycle. Here's what's actually happening, and it's not what the productivity gurus are telling you. The problem isn't AI. The problem is that you're using AI to do more of the same work instead of different work. Think about it this way. When you use AI to write emails faster, create reports quicker, or analyze data more efficiently, you're essentially just becoming a faster version of what you already were. And here's the harsh reality. Faster is not a defensible position in your career. If your entire value proposition is speed, you're competing directly with AI, and you're going to lose that race. This is what I call the productivity trap. You get addicted to the dopamine hit of clearing tasks quickly, but you never stop to ask whether those tasks actually matter. You're optimizing for output, not for impact, and your company is noticing. They're seeing that you can produce twice as much work, and their natural response isn't to pay you twice as much. It's to wonder whether they need half as many people. The deeper issue is that most people are using AI at the execution level when they should be using it at the strategy level. You're using AI to write the presentation instead of using it to figure out whether the presentation is even necessary. You're using AI to respond to emails instead of using it to identify which emails actually require your attention. Here's what makes this really dangerous. By focusing on execution level, AI use, you're actually hiding your most valuable skills. The strategic thinking, the judgment calls, the creative problem solving, all of that gets buried under a mountain of AI-assisted busy work. Your boss sees output, but they don't see insight. They see productivity, but they don't see leadership. And that's exactly how you become replaceable. Solutions. Here's the framework that changes everything. I call it the impact multiplication system, and it's built on a fundamental principle. Use AI to eliminate low-value work so you can focus on high-value work that only you can do. First, implement what I call the task value audit. Here's how it works. For 1 week, track every single task you complete and rate it on 2 scales. Time invested and strategic value. Time is obvious, how long did it take? Strategic value means, does this task directly contribute to outcomes your company cares about, or is it just process work that needs to get done? When you map this out, you'll probably find that 80% of your time goes to tasks with low strategic value. These are the repetitive tasks, the formatting, the routine communications, the standard analyses. This is where AI should live. Not to make you faster at these tasks, but to remove them from your plate entirely. Second, develop your value escalation strategy. This means deliberately moving up the value chain, instead of using AI to write better emails. Use AI to draft all your routine emails so you can spend that time having strategic conversations. Instead of using AI to create faster reports, use AI to generate standard reports so you can focus on the non-standard insights that require human judgment. The key question is, what would I do with my time if all the routine work disappeared? That's where your attention should go. For most people, the answer involves more strategic thinking, more relationship building, more creative problem solving, more initiative on projects that could actually move the needle. Third, practice visible value creation. This is critical. When you use AI to handle routine work, you need to make it obvious that you're using that time for higher value activities. Don't just quietly do more work. Instead, take on projects that visibly demonstrate strategic thinking. Volunteer for cross-functional initiatives, propose solutions to problems others haven't even identified yet. Document your impact differently. Stop reporting on tasks completed. Start reporting on problems solved, opportunities identified, and strategic initiatives led. When you have a win, connect it explicitly to the time you freed up by automating routine work with AI. Fourth, build your AI leverage portfolio. This is a running document where you track every way you're using AI, and more importantly, what higher value work it enabled. For each AI application, write down the task AI is handling, the time it saves you weekly, and specifically what strategic work you did with that time instead. This portfolio becomes your career insurance. When performance reviews come around, you're not just saying, "I'm productive." You're showing exactly how you used AI strategically to multiply your impact. Fifth, become the force multiplier for your team. Here's where the magic happens. Once you've mastered using AI to elevate your own work, help others do the same. Share your workflows, train colleagues, identify opportunities where AI could help the entire team level up. When you do this, you shift from being someone who uses AI well to being someone who makes the entire organization more effective. You become the person management sees as an AI strategist, not an AI user. That's a completely different value proposition. Let me give you the specific implementation steps you can start this week. These are concrete actions, not vague advice. Step 1. Conduct your task value audit, starting tomorrow. Use a simple spreadsheet, 3 columns, task, time spent, strategic value rated 1 to 10. Do this religiously for 5 business days. You'll be shocked at what you discover. Step 2. Identify your top 3 time-consuming, low-value tasks from that audit. These are your AI automation targets. This week, spend 2 hours figuring out how to hand these tasks to AI. Yes, it takes time up front, but you're investing 2 hours to save potentially 10 hours every week going forward. Step 3. With the time you free up, tackle one strategic project you've been putting off. Something that requires deep thinking, not just execution. Maybe it's analyzing why a process keeps failing. Maybe it's proposing a new approach to a recurring problem. Make sure this project has visible impact. Step 4. Create your AI leverage portfolio document. Start with just one entry, the first task you automated and what you accomplished with the freed time. Send this to your manager in your next update with a simple framing. I've been experimenting with using AI strategically to take on higher impact work. Step 5. Find one colleague who's struggling with something you've figured out how to handle with AI. Spend 30 minutes showing them your approach. Not only are you building relationships, you're positioning yourself as someone who elevates others, which is exactly what leaders do. Success story. Let me tell you about David. He's a marketing analyst at a financial services company. And a year ago, he was drowning. His days were consumed with pulling data, creating standard reports, and formatting presentations for the executive team. David was working 60-hour weeks just to keep up. When his company started encouraging AI adoption, he jumped in immediately. He used ChatGPT to write report summaries. He used AI tools to automate his data pools. Within a month, he'd cut his work time down to 40 hours a week. But here's where David almost made a career-ending mistake. His instinct was to keep his head down and just enjoy the extra time. He figured if management didn't notice, he'd finally have work-life balance. But then he had a conversation with a mentor who asked him one question. If AI can do half your job, why does the company need you? That question changed everything. David realized he'd been using AI to become a more efficient report generator when what his company actually needed was strategic marketing insight. So he completely changed his approach. He automated every single routine report he was producing. He created AI-powered dashboards that updated automatically. Then he took all that freed up time and started doing something different. He began analyzing why certain campaigns worked and others didn't. He identified patterns in customer behavior that nobody else was seeing. He started proposing proactive strategies instead of just reporting on past performance. Within 3 months, David's role had fundamentally changed. He wasn't in the weeds of data anymore. He was in strategy meetings with senior leadership. He was the person they came to when they wanted to understand what the data actually meant, not just what it said. Here are the specific results. David received a promotion to senior marketing strategist with a 42% salary increase. His team grew from just him to 4 people reporting to him because leadership realized they needed more strategic analysis, not more report generation. And when the company did a restructuring and eliminated several analyst positions, David wasn't just safe, he was leading the effort to determine which roles added strategic value. The kicker: David is now openly teaching everyone in his department how to use AI for routine work. He's not worried about making himself replaceable anymore because he's proven his value is in the thinking, not the doing. Call to action. Here's what I want you to do right now, before you move on to the next video. Open a document and write down 3 tasks you do regularly that AI could probably handle, not might handle, could handle, right now with the tools that already exist. Pick one of those 3, just one. And this week, commit 2 hours to figuring out how to hand it to AI. Then take the time you save and use it for something strategic. Something that showcases your judgment, your creativity, your ability to see what others miss. That's how you start building the pattern. That's how you shift from using AI to work faster to using AI to work smarter. And that's how you make yourself not just productive, but genuinely valuable. The professionals who thrive over the next decade won't be the ones who resist AI or the ones who let AI replace them. They'll be the ones who use AI as a lever to multiply their impact while simultaneously making their uniquely human skills more visible and more valuable. Like and subscribe to KB BlueTree for more insightful content that cuts through the noise and gives you real strategies that work. We're building a community of professionals who aren't just surviving the AI revolution, they're using it to build careers they actually want. You've got everything you need to start now. Go prove that productivity and job security aren't opposites. They're 2 sides of the same coin when you approach them the right way.